But didn't drink anything today for this, just so you know.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I made an exception. I usually have a few before, but not here's what we got. Just so you know, the building is very solid.
Okay.
There are some improvements that we need to make outside, and the reason I say that is just because of some of the things I found inside.
Okay.
And there's two things that are important. One thing is we have to find out from the seller when they had the house treated for termites, because they did have it treated for termites. It's probably on a disclosure somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, but it's good to follow up. Here's why. Over here in the closet, I saw damage. It's probably it's probably old subterranean termite damage, and it looks like on the other side that they did do like repairs to the bottom of the jam, and I have a feeling that this might have been related to this.
That doesn't look like water to you?
Well, it could be. Water draws them, so if they had some kind of a problem, it could have been water. But here's why I'm pointing this out. If you look here, you see those holes?
Right.
Those are drill holes from the termite treatment.
Okay.
And if we come back here, we have the same thing on the patio. So I know that somebody treated the home. The question is who and when. And that would be what we want to find out from the seller, just so that I can't remember how this door. I remember it being a challenge. Okay, you see these holes there?
Yeah.
So I know it was treated, I don't know when, and it looks like there might have been some old damage. And if you get a termite inspector in here, what they usually will say is, was the house treated?
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, let's go to the seller and see if they have any info on it.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, this side here, I can close it. Thank you. This side here, I did use a meter and found some active water here.
Okay.
And I think what's happening here is the same thing that happened over there. Here, you can't see it with your eye, but the meter tells me it's a high reading. If you look on the side of the building, you'll see like a canal almost from the way the water comes down.
Okay.
Okay?
It does kind of wet and mucky over there.
Yeah, you see the erosion on the other property. Yours is the same.
Right.
So everyone's water from the roof falls here, and the same on the other side. So they haven't really controlled it. So my theory is that that's the reason that this got wet, is because it's probably getting soaked up a little bit from the concrete in the bottom. On the other side, sorry, I turned around there for a moment. Here, you can see the trim was swelling.
Oh, wow,
Okay.
yeah.
And that's the same, I believe, the same condition.
Right.
Meaning it probably doesn't get in all the time, but when you get a lot of rain, it more than likely does. This was not wet.
Okay.
That was wet, this wasn't wet. I can't explain why, I just know that that was the readings. The evidence is that we need to control the water better outside. So maybe, I don't know what the association does and what they do in here and who breaks down what, but we have to control water and then fill the erosion, because if we go outside, I show it to you, that it'll make a lot of sense when you see it from the outside.
Thank you.
First, I guess. If you see it from the outside, do you see how that looks?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the number one thing I think that's causing that.
Right.
Okay, so structurally, I think you look good so far. I mean, there's no cracks, there's no movement. The building's been maintained, it's been painted. The roof was put on in 2011 based on public record.
Right.
It looks good from the top. In the attic, I don't have a lot of access. It's very tight.
Okay.
So I got what I could, but where I could get looks great. No real issues. The only issue I had was to clean the dryer duct because we're getting some lint in the attic.
Okay.
Pretty common stuff.
Okay.
The electrical equipment is Siemens, and all the wiring looks good. One of the things that I have in your report is going to be to just service all the outlets inside and a couple outside. The inside ones, someone painted over a lot of them.
Oh.
So some are loose, and if you go to plug something in, it's difficult to get it in.
Right.
And because it's a little loose and they're hard to use, you might want to just tighten them up.
Right, okay.
You know, just for safety. The plumbing is a material that everyone always runs from, but it's really quite an easy fix when it comes down to doing houses. I'm just going to go to the water heater. I think that would be probably the first thing you would want to tackle. Water heater is 21 years old, drinking age. And these pipes are the polybutylene ones. I know that you guys probably are either aware of it or know what they are.
Yeah.
So you change them Fortunately, there's some things here that you can do all at one time. You got a damaged water pan, an old water heater, and if you're gonna repipe, I mean, all this will go away.
So now they supposedly have put new plumbing in here.
No,
No.
this was a new plumbing.
Would they say they replumbed? I don't
Well,
remember.
I thought, oh, maybe I just assumed they replumbed everything. It just said that they did replumb. Do you see anything new
No.
anywhere?
No, absolutely not.
Huh.
You read that somewhere? We'll double check it.
Yeah, on the listing on Zillow, they said it was, and who knows when the last time it was updated was, but it said it was in the middle of a replumb.
Oh, well, that's good. Then they'd probably have it replumbed before closing, but we have to see.
So, yeah, so.
They may have pulled a permit or something, and maybe they started the process and just waiting for a buyer. I don't know.
Right.
What's here right now is what we recorded.
So is it the polybutylene all throughout then?
Yes.
Because that's like hard to get insurance on. If you can get insurance on it, it's really expensive.
We run into it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renee's
So-
good at this. She'll coach you through. And if you read that it was in the process of being repiped, I mean, there might be a reason they put that in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? To draw someone, and maybe they're just waiting. They have the budget to do it, and they're just waiting for a buyer. I don't know.
Yeah, that's, so that and the termite stuff we need to look at. Okay, because that's going to be important because I'm not trying to buy a house that needs to be replumbed.
Makes sense. Renee will get you through. Remember
Right.
that deep breath I told you to take earlier?
Yes.
Was that it on the video?
What's that?
Was that it on the video?
No, I wanted to put some good news on the video too,
Okay.
because there is good news too. The roof is newer, like we talked about.
Right.
The electrical checked out very well, which I thought was very good. The air conditioning is good news too. This was just put in 2017.
Yep. Saw
So-
that. Yep.
I ran it, cools, it heats, it does everything, it looks clean. I mean,
Yep. New clean. Yep.
so that's all pretty good. I always have minor notes about these things, but the basic stuff is all there and the equipment's new. So when you look at the roof and you look at AC, you're looking at 4,000 and probably 6,000, so 10,000 of improvements that they have done recently, like within the last 6 years.
Right.
You know? Okay, we can finish the
Okay.
video. I don't like to have it all negative.